Welcome to Rust and Ruin. This is episode 1. We're a D&D podcast show thing. And we're bringing to you, live from the past. And we're going to get right into it. So, this is Dissidents of Rust and Ruin. From out in the vast universes, there burn many bright lights. But we will now zoom into a jagged edge of one of these universes where there shines other lights. But we focus on a particular one of interest, in that it features many nuanced worlds and thousands of sentient races. We zoom much further into a relatively small corner of this universe, into a galaxy with many stars and planets of varying consequence. But nonetheless, our story takes us well into this galaxy, into the world of Elthazahn. Elthazahn is a large planet made up of several continents, with one possessing our story. That one is Darvum. We encounter our story about a 10-day from the annual Harvesttide Festival, specifically the 5th day of Kelsinver, the 7th month of the year 1154 EE, which stands for Enorian Era, named after one of the 3 major celestial bodies in the Elthazahn night sky. From the great Sverfneblin conquerors of Velmori came a powerful dynasty, and they built wonders in the capital city they called the Vor. No one ever thought that that city would fall, but it did, or at least changed hands. And the people would have rose up against the Vor Queen who took over for her many atrocities, if only the economy hadn't soared and her promotion of magic encouraged a much easier life. But magic was still primarily in the hands of the powerful, and the Vor Queen craved and lusted over that power, which they thought would eventually fade when she passed on. But she didn't. Only the generations passed, and then the centuries. And her crimes, well, like footprints in the sand, the waves of time efface them. Now, from the red grass of the plains of Moel to the cloud-scraping cities, a blue-leaved tree shines in the bright Hylian forest of the Vorian Empire. This Vorian Empire, also called the Darvumnian Empire, has laid claim to every inch of the continent of Darvum. Its epic history stretches millennia. That storied history is kept by the scribes at the University of Solaria, where 4 travelers, a tiefling, a human, a halfling, and a bugbear, find themselves on the road, having just met, and decided to journey on together for the sake of security. Following Ravorum, the large violet planet, and leaving behind the sisters, a pair of moons, and the Cliff Spire Mountains, the forest on either side of the road grows ever thicker as they head down the foothills towards the coast and the capital city of Darvum towards Solaria. And as those 4 travelers wander their path, they pass a wooden sign on the wide dirt that says Solaria, 5 days' travel, which is roughly 100 miles. The bugbear, wearing black leather armor, looks up from his large unfolded map and turns to the group. "I gotta take a leak. Anyone feel up to coming with me to keep an eye on my back? Can't be too careful these days." And that's where we start. Anybody want to watch? Naris is the bugbear's name, which he's introduced himself to you guys. and gal.
So, Valmea is not really the kind of person to overextend kindness and generosity, and so she'll just kind of give like a, I'll leave that to you guys.
Well, it sure is mighty fine to have security when nobody wants to watch my back.
Kelsey's a little weary. Just met him, but he volunteers. Yeah, I'll help. I can. I don't know how much I can fend off, but I'm here to help.
And Naris turns his head over to Orgel, our human, and covers his face from Silsey. Says, I was thinking maybe you could watch my back. You're the fighting type,
come on,
right?
I heard that.
Silsey, don't take anything by it. I'm just saying. This here, what was your name again? Your name? You. Yeah.
Orgel.
Well, Orgel, you look like the fighting type. And I'd like a fighter to watch my back. No offense, Silsey.
I have a feeling that little one will do just fine with this particular task.
Alder. And he mumbles a curse, but it's loud enough for you all to hear. Alder being one of the gods that you would have all heard of, at least. And he motions for you, Silsey, to come with him.
All right. I get my mace at the ready, and I'm on.
All right. So you have your mace out, and you're following Naris. All righty. So Naris, he gets over and he adjusts himself, and he starts to do his business. Then he turns around, and you are right behind him with that mace. He's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm here to help, man.
Just give me a few feet. Give me a few feet, and don't look. It's kind of weird.
I didn't want to.
I shout from the road. Good instinct, Silsey.
All right, so Silsey, give me a perception check.
First roll.
Right, first roll. I had a 7.
All right.
Yeah, you are kind of stressed out at the situation. Naris, he's big. He's a big guy. And this wasn't really your calling in life, to be a bodyguard. So you don't see anything, is what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, so he does his business. Y'all turn and head back, and he starts to make camp as it's getting dark. Anybody want to help him make camp? He's setting it up all by himself.
Yeah, I can help him make camp.
All right. Orgel's helping him make camp. What else is, what's Valmea, excuse me.
All right.
I have it written down to pronounce it the correct way. So
It's okay. Yeah, she's going to help.
And Valmea, introduce us a little bit to who she is.
So Valmea is a tiefling. And she's also a wizard. She's kind of a more reserved kind of person. She's not going to tell you much about her past, where she comes from. Not easily, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And Valmea is, or used to be, very selfish when it came to only being interested in things that would benefit her. And so now she is trying to be better about that. But you can kind of tell it's a constant battle in her head. And so there will be times where she might slip back and need a bit of a reminder of, like, hey, you're going to be better than this. So.
Gotcha. So, I have Silsey. Are you doing anything?
Sosa's gonna take a step back here. Just kind of let them set up camp. He didn't want my help before, so I'm just gonna.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit about Silsey.
Silsey's pretty outgoing, pretty prepared to help, and that's really what he's about. He's a servant of Myaliki, and he was raised in the temple by his father. Mother wasn't quite so into it, but yeah, he's not really reserved. He doesn't keep too many secrets. He'll tell you what's on his mind, and he's here to help for the most part.
Good to know. And while you're making camp, so you've only known Naris, and we've only known each other for about a day. This being the end of that first day, and so Naris turns over to you, Orgle. He says, "I didn't mean to startle you back there. I just you have a few scars."
Yeah, don't let the fur and bone armor fool you. I'm not really a worldly type. I've had some down times. This whole talking thing's kind of new to me too. This is the longest I've known somebody without having to kill them for a long time. So, feeling good about it.
What do you mean? You're not a talker? This is the first time you've ever spoken?
No, I've definitely spoken. And he kind of looks off in the distance. And he's going to be thinking about a horrible thing. It wasn't always so bad. He was raised by giants. He's a human, so a little bit of a fish out of water situation. Some terrible things happened, and he was captured, and he was forced to be a pit holder, or he fought to the death for a good couple of years, and just recently escaped. So a little on edge, but definitely willing to make friends, just not really sure how. Haven't really developed the appropriate social skills.
So, are we allowed to know how recently, or?
They're definitely still looking for me.
Okay.
Sorry. Could be an issue down the line.
So, does Orgle tell all this?
No, he's still staring off in the middle distance.
He's just thinking it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I've talked before. Sorry. Lost my train of thought. I've definitely talked before.
And now he looks back at Silsey. Naris does. And he's like, well, what are my options here? All right, so you are able to make camp. And if you have rations, you're going to go ahead and use your day's worth of rations. So I don't know how many rations you came prepared with.
Well, I have a background feature that allows me to find food and water for up to 5 people.
That's going to help. Definitely.
So, I just wink at Silsey and I run off into the woods.
Excellent. So, you run off into the woods. What does the background feature say?
Let me find it real quick. 2 DPI. Wanderer, you have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, this is the key part. You can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and, this part's important, so forth.
So, you come across some rabbits. They're not rabbit folk, don't worry. They're just regular rabbits. And some safe-looking berries. There is a stream nearby that you find as well in the woods. But as you are filling up one of your water jugs, you need to make a perception check.
By the way, Celsi didn't know what that wink meant, so he's like, this guy just winked at me. I think he might want my help. I'm gonna follow. So he's following at a distance.
Well,
Perfect. That was an 18.
18. So, before I get to Orgle, Silsey, you're following, but Orgle, it's almost like he has this forest memorized. You don't know how he would have learned it. It is kind of an extension from the Hylian Forest because the Hylian Forest is so big, but it's definitely a separate place. So you aren't familiar with this territory, and you need to give me a skill check. Let's see. Give me a nature check. How about that? Because I want to see if you can keep track of our pal Orgle.
Off to a good start.
What was it?
9.
9. Well.
You're only going up, though.
Yep. Orgle disappears pretty quickly. And you start to get worried. Now you're going to give me a perception check as well, because I want to see if you sense the same thing as Orgle.
Oh.
Luckily, you're back in the woods.
9 again.
Those digital dice, man. Starting to regret it, aren't you?
Well, slight metagame. It was a 4 plus 5 and an 8 plus 1. So it's...
Either way, you get 9. Well, Silsey, you see a tree frog hopping down one tree, and it hops out onto a limb, and you are amazed at the colors. So much so that you just want to take it as a pet.
Get it. Yeah.
You now have a pet frog.
Great.
Orgle,
Because of your high roll.
because of your high roll, you get a frog. Don't say I never gave you anything. So, Orgle, with your 18.
Mm-hmm. 2 frogs.
Actually, 3. Orgle, the wind starts to pick up and rustle the leaves. And your tracking senses lead you to believe that the howling in the wind is not just natural. There's something a little higher pitched that's whistling on the wind.
I'm gonna stop where that job I was working on and sprint back to the group.
Okay. So you're not watching where you're going. You trip, but you pick yourself back up. And you make it back. Unharmed. Silsey. You hear something running through the woods. And you are kind of scared.
Just grunts and cuffles.
Yeah. And then you hear a loud thud. And then scampers away. What would you like to do, Silsey? Are you going to go towards the sound or away from the sound? That's really what I want to know.
Freeze for a second, and then start to slowly go away from the sound, trying to not startle anything.
Great. We will pick back up with you in a moment. Valmea, Orgel arrives back at your camp. Orgel, take it away.
Dinner! I throw one.
Alright. Snatch it. We got a fire going already?
Yes.
Alright. Wait, what food did you get?
Couple rabbits, some berries. They pair well with the rabbit I found.
Alright. So, I'll just start, prepping the rabbit to cook it.
Where's the little one?
Oh, he went with you. Naris speaks up. He went following after you.
You didn't see him, did you?
No.
Great. Who wants to go find him?
I'll go. I wink at her, and then I run into the woods.
Wait up, wait up, wait up, wait up. This is how the last one got lost.
All right, stop.
Okay. Naris is going to run after you. What'd you say?
Okay. I was asking you if I should wink at him as well. But he's coming after me, so I'm trying to sniff out the halfling.
Naris turns to you and he says, "You're an odd one, aren't you?"
Thank you.
He winks at you.
Okay, now I realize that's kind of weird. Lesson learned, you know? You try something, you figure out it doesn't work, you stop it.
He pats you on the back. Valmea, you need to give me your perception check. I'm going to keep yours, Orgel.
Let's see. We're looking at a 17.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Good. So, the wind has actually died down, so you don't hear what Orgel heard earlier. But you both managed to find small humanoid tracks. Naris, however, did not find anything, and he looks up at you two and he says, "Unless it involves blood, I ain't finding anything."
No blood yet, but just follow me.
That's good for y'all, I guess.
Pat him on the back.
He kind of shakes you off. He's like, "Stop."
Alright, little learn.
Silsey. So you have wandered, I want you to roll. It might just be a straight D20. No, you're going to give me a survival or intelligence check. I realized I like that one better. Survival or intelligence.
All right, I did intelligence. I hope that's all right. 22.
Excellent. So, luckily for you, you get the feeling that you shouldn't go any further. You should just stop. You're not sure which direction to go. However, you feel like for the last minute or so that you've been going in circles.
All right, yeah. So I'm just gonna freeze where I'm at and see, just take a look around, see if anything pops out.
Well, you see some odd-looking trees, and one of them does pop out to you. It is a tangled mess, and it is bright yellow. It looks really out of place.
Okay.
Give me an insight.
Okay.
Insight
I was
check.
gonna ask insight or nature.
Either one, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can I do nature?
Sure.
Sure. Cool. Oh my gosh. Nat 1. So 6. Nature's but nat.
It looks fine. Just behind the screen, very briefly. This is not at all what I had planned for tonight. That's the way things go with Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Silsey.
So I'm intrigued. I'm gonna go check it out, and I'm not gonna touch it yet. But I'm gonna get a closer look and see how big is it? What is it? Is it like?
Mm-hmm. It
You said it was
smells.
tangled.
It smells weird. It smells. You can't put your finger on it, but almost like burning rocks. Not quite like a fire, but like almost like sulfur.
So it doesn't seem natural to this area.
Yes, it does. To Silsey, he saw one of these a few miles back. Of course, you've been walking in circles now. So who knows how many of these you passed?
Oh man. Okay. All right. I'm gonna grab it and try to like pull on it. I'm intrigued by it.
You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
What?
10.
10.
It could have been worse.
It's a 10 total.
Yes.
You do not succeed, and you are grappled by one of the branches that just curls around your tiny little body and lifts you up. And as you're being lifted up into the air, you realize that there is goo, yellow dripping goo, coming from this tree. Not only that, but it pulls you up, and you distinctly notice a mouth on this tree and a giant red eye, and it picks you up and it looks you eye to eye, we're going to pause there. Oracle and Valmea. You don't get an answer back. What would you like to do?
Keep following the tracks, I guess.
All right, so you are following the tracks. Let's see, Oracle and Valmea. Give me a survival or nature check. You're pretty sure you're on the right path.
Yeah, 16 for survival.
Excellent. Oracle picks up what he is sure of are these little halflings' footprints or boot prints. Valmea?
I did a nature check and I got 19.
You've also found them. So,
Yeah.
you guys are going to travel a little bit further and back to Silsey. You are lifted up into the air, and you're looking now into this red eye. And the tree, the yellow tree, opens its large mouth and says, "What are you doing here?"
I didn't realize you were alive. Can you let me go? I'll leave.
Just wait a second. I can't just let you leave. You need to answer some questions first.
I was just... We were looking for some food. I followed a big guy. And I just couldn't keep up with him. I got lost.
What you don't realize is you are the food.
No.
No.
Point, counterpoint.
Point taken. Point. Very good. Rebuttal.
Balls in your court.
So, this tree, is going to take one of his other limbs, and he lifts up, and out from that limb, what resembles a hand, and the wrist / forearm opens up, and underneath it you see more dripping yellow goop, and it just pours out onto your face. You need to make a Constitution save.
Oh, 6.
That is a failure.
Chelsea's gonna die on episode 1.
You're rolling terribly. I would switch to regular dice now. Yeah. So you smell that sulfur smell again, and it gets really, really intense as it's almost like some sort of nostril spray. You just shot it right up there, man. And you get the feeling you're poisoned, but you don't know yet. So right off the bat, you're going to take 5 points of damage.
Oh, no.
And your eyes become very heavy.
Okay, so...
That is when Orgel and Valmea arrive. As you drift asleep. Silsey, what were you going to say, Silsey?
Nothing, I'm asleep.
Okay. All right. Orgel, you are leading the group. Valmea is on your heels, and Naris, he's coming, but he's a few strides behind.
I'm gonna take this all in, pull out my maul, and I'm gonna charge this dude.
All right. So, go ahead and make your attack, and then we'll roll initiative.
It's gonna be a 16 to hit.
That does hit.
That's going to be for 9 damage.
9 damage. Alrighty, what kind of damage? Bludgeoning. So it's going to half the damage as your... What is your weapon of choice?
It's a maul. So it was my adopted father's blacksmith hammer, but I'm a little bit smaller than a giant, so...
Gotcha. Alrighty. So, your maul, as you hit, it gets stuck into the goop, and you have a hard time pulling it out, but you do. And you hear this, and there's this yellow goo all over your maul. Now we're going to roll initiative. Naris rolled a nat 20. Okay. Silsey, go ahead and roll initiative for me. You're going to try to fight this sleep that you're under. Two? I couldn't hear you, sorry.
Yeah, 2, sorry.
Okay, Silsey with a 2. Is that digital dice still on? My goodness. It's rigged, man. All right. Let's see. Orgel.
I got 11.
Cool. And Valmea.
It's a 4. Great.
Okay, so it's going to be Naris, Orgel, Yellow Tree, and then Valmea and Silsey. Alrighty. So Naris is going to come in hot. This is what he's been waiting for. D&D Beyond, everybody. That's what I'm using tonight. That's what Silsey is using for his
Not the low die rolls. D&D Beyond.
those terrible die rolls. So, Naris, I'm pulling it up. Let's see what we can do. So Naris is going to take his blade and he's going to cut his palm, and you see him whisper something into his hand.
Ow.
And he is going to now shoot his crossbow as he drips his blood onto one of his arrows, which, as I'm thinking about it, make sure you keep track of your arrows. For 6 damage plus his curse. Let's see. Ooh, that was an excellent roll. So Naris deals 10 damage to the yellow tree. Alrighty. So, next up, we have Orgel.
This may come as a surprise, but I'm going to swing my big hammer again. That will be a 21.
It hits.
Alright, and I will do 10 bludgeoning damage.
10.
Kind of shake the goo off a little bit.
Well done. Yeah, it doesn't get stuck that time. Just hammering home. Mauling home. That sounds right. It is the yellow tree's turn. Upon taking this damage, you see this yellow tree drop Silsey, who is asleep, and he's going to fall. He's going to fall about, let's see, 5 feet for 1 damage. And give me a perception check, everyone except for Silsey, who is asleep.
Not 20.
Naris does not notice anything.
22.
Ooh. So 20 and a 22. The yellow tree begins to turn to mist. And as the shape is changing from a tree of goo into this sulfur vapor, with a 20 and a 22, Orgel and Valmea both see a rune take shape out of the mist and start to swirl.
Would this be a rune I have seen before?
Yes. Valmea you have not seen this, even though you had the better roll.
Right.
Um,
Well, technically mine was a 24 because I got a nat 20.
Oh, 24.
Yeah.
Hey-oh. Yes. So, Orgel,
Not to brag.
you've seen this rune before. At least how it's styled. You've seen it. Maybe not this particular one, but you've seen the language before.
I'm familiar with the typeface.
Yes. With the font, essentially.
Got it.
It's Times New Roman.
Yeah.
Sponsored by... No, I'm just kidding. Valmea, you notice that this is an arcane symbol. What is your background in Arcana? Since you are a wizard. You're a wizard, Valmea.
What do you mean, like, as far as background?
Tell us how long you've been studying wizardry.
Oh, I'm pretty new to it. Probably in the past year and a half. is when I started thinking of that.
So you take note of this arcane rune,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to write down in your notes somewhere that you have advantage on pursuing. You're gonna call this shapeshifter arcane rune.
Okay.
So the next time that you are examining this type of rune, you will get advantage.
Cool.
And that's Valmea using her intelligence to determine that this is a shape-shifting spell of some sort.
So that's for next time, though.
Yes. So you don't know what this is, but I'm showing you appreciation for your role.
Thank you.
Alrighty. That so as as this tree turns to mist, he begins to fade away into the wind, and that is when a gust of wind picks up and blows him away. Anybody want to pursue?
I'm going to check out Sophie.
Good. Naris, you can see, is physically trying to control himself. The blood is raging through me. Oh, where'd I go? Oh, Silsey. So, Orgle, you wander over to Silsey and give me a medicine check.
19.
You are quickly able to revive him with a mint leaf that you just had in your bag, probably from tracking and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, just put this under your tongue.
Alright, so what was that yellow thing? Where'd it go? Where'd
That
it go?
guy's not going to hurt you anymore, as far as I know. I've never seen that thing in my life. I have a feeling we'll never see it again.
It was pretty mean. He said I was food?
That is very mean. It's okay, I hit it really hard.
Well, to be fair, Silsey, I thought you were food the first time I saw you, too.
Did we find real food?
We did, yeah. We should actually head back to camp, I think. So, no more wandering off. What do you think?
Alright.
Does Silsey still have the frog in his hand?
Silsey, you notice that your little frog friend is hopping around you, as if concerned.
I pick him back up. I'm like, oh, this is Ollie. I found him just sitting on a branch. Yeah, I think he's a boy. I'm not sure. But his name's Ollie. My new frog.
I think I got enough food for us, but, you know, if you get hungry later on.
Oh, he's not food. He's a frog. You eat frogs?
You don't?
No.
I've had a frog or two.
I mean, that one looks poisonous, but I'm not one to turn down a challenge.
Fair point.
And the light holds him a little closer it to them.
So not food. Got it.
No, not food, please.
Won't be an issue. I'm learning a lot today.
I'm not food
I gotta
either.
start writing this down, but yeah, no worries.
Naris, who is starting, he looks a little antsy. You can see him sweating a little bit. This ordeal of casting a curse has apparently taken a toll on him. Nobody wants to check on Naris. Okay, so you head back to the camp.
I give him a mint leaf.
Appreciate it.
Work for the little one. I just figured. Just rub it on that wound that you gave yourself.
He looks at it, he sticks it on there. Thank you. I think it works.
Hey, at the very least, it's a reminder to not do that, maybe. I don't know. Just a little memento, I guess.
He'll give you a wink in return.
We're past that, though. Now I feel like you're just messing with me.
No. How do we get back from here?
I will lead the group back at a much slower pace. Far less grunting and cussing.
Excellent. So, with Orgel's guidance, you are able to get back to your camp. It is now fully dark, so luckily you had Orgel there. And it is getting time to rest, if you would like to. I know Silsey probably needs to.
I'll go ahead and take first watch. I don't have dark vision, so it's going to be tough, but I can light a little fire.
Who has dark vision? You can see in the dark?
I have dark vision.
I have dark vision.
Silsey, you see in the dark?
I see in the dark. I do.
Valmea, you see in the dark too?
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take the first watch. Like, it's fine. I won't be able to see much, but
I mean, I can take the first watch. I can see in the dark. I can do it.
you rest. I give him more mints. You rest.
Don't be giving out the good stuff now.
I'll find more. It's a
Are
placebo.
you saying I'm not worth it?
What's placebo?
It's a giant word. Don't worry about it. I keep slipping into it. Old habits.
So as Orgel goes to take the first watch, Naris actually hands you a torch. I don't know if your giant friends, family,
Yep.
if your giant people had torches, but you light this with fire.
Oh, yeah. Fire bad. No, we learned that. Ow. Yeah, got it.
I'll light it for you. He takes it over to the campfire and he stokes it a little bit, brings it back to you. There you go.
I owe you one.
This will help you see.
Go to sleep.
All right. So, Silsey, you conk out immediately from your very difficult and trying day. Naris, you hear snoring. Orgel, go ahead and give me a perception check, while Valmea, I want you to give me a perception check as well.
It's going to be a 10 for me.
Looking at a 9.
So with a 10, you hear that wind hissing again, and you're starting to wonder if it's just maybe part of this area. You're not sure. You're not, yeah. You're suspicious still. But
Always.
as it happens over and over again, you're starting to think maybe it's just the area. Valmea. You actually go straight to sleep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And a couple hours pass. And Orgel, you are getting really tired. Seems like your shift is about over.
I'm gonna shake the snore.
What? Where am I?
You're bud.
Oh,
Thought you'd be the right man for the job. Like before? Yeah.
By the daughter's light, I swear. And he grunts as he gets up. You still got that torch?
I hand it to him.
I appreciate you keeping out my torch. It was mighty fine of you. And he winks. That's going to haunt your dreams.
I poured that out. Yeah.
So, does anybody, what are your sleeping arrangements? Do you have, like a bedroll, or are you just sleeping on the solid ground?
I'm probably back to a tree, arms crossed.
Make sure it's not a yellow tree.
I mean, it's dark, so.
Fair.
I do actually have like a bedroll.
Sweet.
I'd probably be using that.
So, Valmea is tucked into her nice little bedroll, and she has a blanket. Silsey, do you have anything?
Don't. I just passed out on the ground.
That's
I
right.
have a
You
bedroll.
did.
I have a bedroll, so I'll just put it over him in the ground, and then I'll just lean up against a tree.
All right.
I'm like a giant to him.
So, are you going straight to sleep, Orgel?
Oh yeah.
As you drift on to sleep, Naris is going to make his perception check. Wasn't so good. Yeah. Another hour passes. Valmea, you are stirred awake. I forget your name. What is your name? Don't help me. Don't help me. Dragonor. Dragona? That right? You look kind of like a dragon.
As close as that was, it's Valmea.
Valmea, it is your turn.
Okay, thank you.
You feel like you just went to sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe been 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll probably sigh and kind of aggressively get up.
And
from my bedroll down.
as you do, he looks at you and he says, "You see in the dark?"
Oh yeah.
He snuffs out the torch. Good.
Thanks.
I can keep this one. And you can see he has a little pack with him, and he is very particular about the items in his pack. And he stuffs the torch down in there. Probably melting a few things because he just put it out.
Great.
All right, Valmea, give me a perception check as you begin to walk out in front of the camp where everybody's sleeping.
12.
12.
Hmm.
This time, you do hear the wind. And there is a high-pitched whistling noise.
Okay.
And as you listen, sounds kind of like a screech. If a screech were thinned out and pushed out onto the wind,
Mm-hmm.
and to cover maybe a mile. It's a very thin screech.
So I don't get the impression that it's close.
You don't think so? You're not ruling it out?
Yeah.
Because although it sounds thin, it has a very peculiar sound to it. It does sound thin. It doesn't sound like it's far away.
Okay.
And with a 12, you notice it is coming from the woods to your right,
Okay.
which would be, in general, roughly north.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you're heading, as a group, you're heading roughly south towards Solaria.
So I'm not going to do anything yet. I'll just wait and see if it sounds like it's coming towards us before I wake anyone.
Okay. 30 minutes pass. It comes and goes. Every time the wind starts to blow from the north, you hear it.
Mm.
An hour passes. So now you have achieved 4 hours sleep, except for you, Valmea. You have 3. So if you just need 4, I don't know if that applies to anybody. If you just need 4, you're good. Valmea, do you need a full 8?
Good question.
I know elves need just 4.
Trying to find it. Yeah, I think I do need 3.
Full 8. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to check. So yeah, hour number 4 passes. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Not really.
Okay. Hour number 5 passes. You haven't heard it in the past hour.
Okay.
Are you going to keep watch, or are you going to wake Silsey?
I'll keep watch a little longer. I'm doing pretty okay. I didn't use any actions or take any damage, so.
Hour number 6 passes. Silsey can keep watch. He just can't keep an extended watch.
Mm-hmm.
He can keep a watch, though. So if you wanted him to watch the last 2 hours, he could do that.
Okay.
Because getting rest will help with your exhaustion.
Yeah.
So you don't get exhaustion.
I'm gonna go wake Silsey. And I'll try to be nice, so I'll lightly nudge him.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. It's your turn to keep watch.
Oh, okay. So that okay. All right.
But there was some whistling noises coming from north in the woods. So if you get suspicious of anything, come wake me immediately. We don't
Okay.
want another tree incident happening.
Trees, got it.
Okay. Have a good shift.
Nice.
Silsey, give me a perception check.
Right. $17.
All right.
Wow.
It's a new day.
New day.
Praise Maelika.
Right, Smiley?
Maeliki. So, you do hear this wind, and it sounds unnatural.
All I got is unnatural.
You hear the same high-pitched, faint screech sound, and it's coming from the north. It's coming from the woods, and you know it's unnatural.
Does it sound like it's heading this way? Like, is it an immediate threat, or?
You would classify it as a threat.
All right, I'm gonna go get Valmea.
So hour number
Wake her
7.
up.
Hour number
What?
7, Valmea, you are stirred awake by Silsey.
Hey, I'm just gonna tap her. Hey, I don't mean to wake you, but you said if I heard anything to come get you, and I hear something weird. It's like a whistling. It's really, I don't know. I think maybe we should check it out.
Okay. Does it sound like it's getting closer?
I don't know how far away it was before.
Great.
Fair.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll get up, head out there, see if I can figure it out.
Perception check with advantage, because you have now been stirred by Silsey, who is questioning this as well. So you are listening with an
Okay.
specific intent to hear something foul.
Okay. 21.
Whoa! Yeah. You would classify it as a threat. It is. You would say it's near. You're not sure what it is. It sounds fiendish,
So,
which you would you'd have some familiarity with.
with a 21, would I know if it would sort of, if I could intimidate it?
Yes, you would know. You think you could intimidate a fiend of some sort. You're not sure what this fiend is,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not sure if you could communicate with it over this distance.
Okay.
You're welcome to try.
With a perception check, does it sound within 30 feet?
Well, you just gave me a 21 perception. I'm going to say, instead, make this a specific insight or survival.
Okay. So survival, dirty 20.
No advantage. Right?
No.
Okay. What were you trying to figure out about this?
If it sounds like it's within 30 feet range.
No, it's not within 30 feet.
Okay. Could it be if I went into the woods?
I mean, it depends on how far you went into the woods.
Okay. Well, screw it. I'm going to tell Silsey, stay right here. I'm going into the woods. I'm going to try to intimidate this. And, if you don't hear from me in like 10, 15 minutes, I'm either dead or probably need help. So maybe wake the others at that point. Do not come in the woods alone.
No, I'd rather come, if that's okay. I can help. And at that point, he so never mind. I can help. I have spells that can help you do things better.
She's kind of reluctant, but eventually she's like, okay, if you must.
Like, I'm not strong, but I have spells that can help you.
Silsey, you know that if you don't exert yourself for another hour, that you can recover full health. If I may, you would know this as well.
You can come, but try not to use anything unless I say that I need help.
If I may, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Five.
Excellent.
So good.
You're going to take 4 psychic damage.
Okay.
And surrounding you, you see these specters appear. These ghost-like figures flying about in the air. You see they have horns that curl. You see one that has the shape of an elf, and another that looks like could be a tiefling. And you hear,
Valmea, leave them.
Okay. Can I do an action?
yes.
Okay. Well, so obviously, like, they're here now.
Well, Silsey, you don't see anything, Silsey. Nor do you hear anything. The last thing that you heard was Valmea turn to you and say, okay, let's go. And she stopped. And now she's looking around her.
So I didn't hear.
No.
The don't
No.
use anything.
You
Got it.
You didn't hear the voice, the very evil voice.
Oh, but I heard Valmea say don't use anything unless.
Let's. And that's it. She cut off, and now she's looking around her body. Like, what is happening?
Okay. So, can I speak to him or no?
You may speak to them.
Speak to them, not him.
Right.
Not Celsi. Okay. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to use a cantrip. And correct me if I'm saying this wrong. It's called thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. So basically,
Thaumaturgy, either one.
Gotcha. It's like so you can create one of the following, which I think I'm gonna do. So I can make my voice boom up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute.
Okay.
So I'm just going to start saying, you leave now, and you don't bother me or anyone, or you will face the consequences.
So, give me a little projection.
You know I don't have put me on the spot.
You can cover your voice, fine.
So, yeah. Again, I'll say, you leave now, or you will face the consequences.
Silly girl. We give you your powers. You're no wizard. You may fool the others, but you don't fool us.
This isn't the time. I'll tell them when I'm ready. But for now, I don't need you burdening me.
We're trying to save your soul, girl.
I'm doing better.
Make an intimidation check.
Here it goes. 18.
So be it. But I wouldn't go into the woods alone, nor with that small one.
Oh, okay.
And they dissipate.
Great. So, I'm just going to turn to Celsi at this point.
Silsey, what are you doing? As you see that Valmea she cast thaumaturgy, and she just was speaking very loudly to herself.
I heard all that.
Yeah, you saw all of it.
You heard my part.
What?
You
what
heard
the hell was that?
Yeah, you heard her part. Her part.
So how tall are you, Celsi? Sorry, what?
Hold on, let me double check that. How tall I am. .3'7".
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of bend down to where I'm, like, in your face.
What the hell was that?
I'm going to, like, grab you by the shoulders. I'm going to say, you tell anyone, and you're dead.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. We're fine now.
I'm worried.
Don't be worried. I handled it.
There was nothing to handle. You just started. What? Okay.
You hear grunts, and then Naris says, "Keep it down." So are you gonna go back and rest?
Me?
Yeah. Or are you going out into the woods?
Well, is that it?
Yeah. They have disappeared.
Yeah, but like, is there still a whistle or
Oh
anything?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm just going to sleep at this point.
I thought we were going to go check it out. Are we going to get hurt? Like,
She's like, now I need healing.
Yeah. I need a minute. Just keep listening. If they get closer, wake Naris.
I'm always
Don't
that
wake me again.
Please don't call again. So, Silsey, what are you settled with this? Because Valmea is going to sleep.
I guess I have to be. Yeah, I just turn around and try to listen and hope it doesn't get louder. I guess.
Do you have dark vision? It's not going to matter too much longer, but
Yeah, I have dark vision.
okay, because the fire has gone out by now, especially after thaumaturgy. So, another hour passes, and I'm going to be gracious here, Valmea. You may all heal.
Needed that.
I'm only being
Not
gracious
long.
because you are so fragile.
It's true.
And the sun begins to rise, and the two moons start to fade, but the large purple planet that stays in the sky and actually hovers near the sun, you can still see. It's just as the sun comes up, it's not as bright. So it gives the sky the early morning at least a bright purple, almost like picture an amazing sunset. Except that's like every morning. Yeah. All right. So Naris is going to remake the fire. He says he takes out some rations, throws them. Hey, y'all! I got bacon. You're welcome. So what's everybody's morning routines?
I mean, after the night I just had, I'm probably going to be a little off from the group. Just kind of sitting, collecting my thoughts.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Celsius' morning routine right now is bacon. So he's gonna go sit by sit by the fire and just be like, is this real bacon, or is this something that you killed?
Now, what is fake bacon? Did you call that faking?
Something
I ain't faking.
from a rabbit or something?
Do you care?
A little?
Just eat. I mean, it smells good. Smells really tasty. Orgle, what is your morning routine? Coming from a family of giants.
I wake up like right as the moons are going down, so like crack of dawn, and I start this very elaborate like exercise routine, like ranger-esque, like very intense, like in the woods nearby, but like it's very aggressive. And it's so automatic that even them knowing me one day, they're like, okay, this is how he starts every day.
He's a CrossFit guy.
Yeah, but yeah, just like using whatever's out there. But it's like the same motions. It's almost like a dance, but with a big hammer.
Nice.
It's very strange, but it's like something that's like the routine is what had him like survive years of like awfulness. So it's like meditation, but like also cathartic. So he does that, works up a little sweat, and then he plops down next to Silsey. He says, "Tastes real to me."
Naris is just staring at you, Silsey, like, eat my food.
So at this point, Valmea would get up and come and join the group. And as I grab a piece of bacon, I'm going to look at Silsey and just kind of give him a nod. Because I imagine he's still a little bit, like, a little suspicious.
That's a good point. Orgle, as you approach and you take a piece of bacon, you notice there's some tension, and they seem to be on edge. Everyone, including Naris.
So, how's everybody's watch? Good.
Kept me up all night with their talking.
Yeah, I just wanted some more sleep than I got, but turned out fine.
Tell me about it. Had to watch like 4 hours.
Mm.
Mine was weird.
I slap him on the back. But, like, not in a way that I'm like, keep going. It's more just like, there, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah.
First night watch, you go with the toughest.
Well, I'm just glad we have each other's backs. And he takes Naris, the bugbear, takes out his blade, and he says, "All right, we doing a blood pact or what?" Oh.
Why?
Forget I mentioned it. Don't worry.
What are we? Why?
It was a joke.
I don't spill blood unless I absolutely have to.
That's a shame.
We can share bacon. That's symbolic.
That's friendship.
Noted.
Naris,
Noted.
you really like blood, huh?
I love it and I hate it.
I have no follow-up questions. Thanks for the bacon.
No problem.
Let me know if you need more mint.
Now that you mention it, I'd take a couple of leaves if you got them.
Hold them out of my furs.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are chowing down and digesting. Give me all perception checks.
$16.
I had a 12.
4. Okay. We know who the bad roller of the group is. Now it's official. There's always one. Well, Valmea and Orgel, you see coming up from behind you on the road that there is a wagon. It's probably a mile away. It just came up over one of those small little hills. You know it will be approaching you probably within the next 30 minutes.
30? Okay. I'm pretty paranoid, but I'm not going to like try to rush the group.
Mm-hmm.
So I might just be like, I'm going to get more supplies. So we don't have to stop later on. Cool. I'm going to head deeper in the woods.
All right. What are you looking for specifically?
Just more food, water.
You can find all those things. All righty. So as Orgel heads off into the woods, let's see. Valmea and Silsey, what you up to?
The evil in me, seeing the wagon, I literally say out loud, I'm like, there's a wagon coming. Let's steal it.
After Orgel's left?
Yeah, I say it to Silsey and I'm like, we should steal the wagon.
He seems like a good person. As far as I can tell.
Oh no, you were just yelling at yourself last night.
Shut up, Silsey.
I'm not supposed to talk about it, but now
You don't want to go in there with me.
now you want to steal a wagon. I thought maybe we could buy things from them.
Steal the wagon, get around faster. It's for the good of the group.
I like where you're headed with that.
I'd rather just buy stuff. Maybe they're a trader.
Well, Mr. Richie Rich.
I'm not rich. I don't want to steal a wagon.
I have about 3 blessings to my name, which you all know. A blessing is a gold coin. So that is money.
It's money.
So it is made from gold, but magically it has a red tint to it. And these are just a little meta. They're newer into the world as magic has become more prominent, at least in powerful places with powerful people. The money has gotten a step up. So you know that a blessing is gold, a stag is silver, and a brooks is copper. And should you ever acquire a harvest, that is platinum. So, Silsey, you're under attack right now, verbally. Being accused of having the dough.
I mean, I have 15 blessings, but I'm like, I can share.
Yeah, you're rich.
I'm not okay.
What'd your family do?
What my family do?
Yeah, where'd you get all that money?
I don't know. My father left me with some money when he left.
Ah, you're one of them boys, huh? Okay.
I don't know where he is, but that
That's a sad story. I sure would love to hear it sometime. But back to talking about that wagon. Valmea. I think I remembered your name right.
So you got
That's
it.
because you had a good idea. Let's get us a wagon.
You know what, though? I am feeling slightly bad about it. Not even for them, but just because Silsey wants to do something else. So I say we talk to them first, see if they have anything to sell. And then if they don't, then we take the wagon. And that way Silsey gets a chance to do what he wants.
Sure. Let bandits come and kill us. Why don't you just slit my throat now?
Oh, you're not scared of a challenge, are you?
I don't think that's what she said.
She might as well have.
I don't know about you, but I trust my capabilities.
Orgle. Out in the woods.
Yeah.
You hear the wind again.
I've got new friends. This is great. Oh, they seem like good people. I see no issues down the road.
So,
Things are finally going to be easy for old Orgle.
So Orgle, are you still in the woods, or have you come back?
I'm definitely I want to not be seen,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to see the wagon when it approaches.
Gotcha.
Just so I can kind of scope out, are these people after me?
Mm-hmm.
So I would be in the vicinity, but probably trying to hide.
Cool. Make a stealth check.
Well, with my armor, I always do that at disadvantage.
Cool.
Because I got all those bones on me. Oh, I still got a 10, so could be worse.
Hey, you hear something? I thought I did, but I don't know. I don't see anything. It's probably nothing. All right. Well, you be on the lookout, and I'll get ready for And he just he trails off.
Can I see them?
You can, yeah.
Do I recognize them at all?
You have two guys. These two men. How best to describe it? They are dressed in black tunics. Each has a bandana. The driver has scars on his face. So whatever you can take from that.
But I haven't seen these people before.
No.
Okay. I'm going to stay put and just let them pass.
Okay.
I assume the rest of the group's kind of nearby.
Yeah. If you wait for them to pass and then make your way back, you can get out in front of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Orgle, you make your way back, and by that time, the wagon is much closer to the group. What would you guys like to do?
I'm going to describe what I saw.
All right, go ahead.
Wagon approaching, 2 guys, black clothing, bandanas, scarred. Couldn't see anything in the actual wagon itself.
They seem like a threat.
Not really.
Do you want to steal
And
the
I
wagon?
try. I think about winking, and then I don't. My eye twitches and then just stops. I think we'll be fine. There's only 2 of them.
Do you want to steal it?
I thought we're gonna talk to him first.
Do you want to steal a wagon?
That's true. I did tell Silsey we could try to trade or buy with them first. And then if all else fails, we could steal the wagon. Or both.
We might talk to them and figure out they're more trouble than they're worth. That's my 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
2 bucks. So.
How about because they don't know how many of us we are. So, like, if we talk to them and you guys stay hidden, if you decide that you want to steal the wagon, you can steal the wagon.
Yeah, I should not be talking to them. I hope it's clear from every conversation we've had. I'm going to say me and the bugbear probably should not talk to them. So,
Fair
I
enough.
will leave it to you 2.
I'll hang back and let Silsey do the talking. I'll stay in sight, but I am a tiefling, so they're probably instantly not going to be too keen on me.
There. You give a whistle if you need help, right? We'll come running.
Will do.
Speaking of whistle, there's the wind again. And this time, you're looking at the wagon. You see the 2 men, because they've gotten much closer, probably 800 feet. You see the 2 men look at each other once they hear the wind. They have recognized this just like you have. And in jerky motions, that wagon goes off-roading and into the woods. The opposite direction of where the screech noise is coming from.
Well, there goes our wagon.
They seem to know what the screech was. Maybe we should follow them.
And the screech now, if anybody doesn't have anything else to say, screech, it kind of fades into a male voice screaming at the top of his lungs. But you still hear the wind. And so it's definitely something else. Or someone else. And at that moment, you see a raggedy man, elf, rather, whose clothes are covered in mud and dripping wet. And he is screaming at the top of his lungs, "Help me! Help me, dear! Please, please! Oh, no! Help!" And he finally gets to your camp area. He says, "My wife and my daughter have been taken. You gotta help me."
That's unfortunate. Taken by what?
This creature. Okay. I was, and he stumbles up and he can't seem to
The yellow
get his
tree?
footing with his words. Say that again.
The yellow tree?
No. What? And he seems to be having almost a panic attack.
Where'd they go?
They're in the pond. They're in the pond.
At this point, I'm just going to slap him and tell him I'm not going anywhere if I don't know what I'm going up against.
Okay.
So, spit it out.
Okay. We were just on the road, headed back into town. I was hunting. I was looking for something like a rabbit or something. We haven't had any luck for days. Orgle, you know right away, there's plenty of game out there.
I'm off in the woods, right? But, like, I can hear this.
Yeah. No luck for days. And the creature, it was gangly features, and it wore a cloak, and it came up out of the water, and it took my wife and my daughter. Ah! Oh no!
Oh, they're dead?
Oh God, I hope not! Ah! He breaks down then.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes. Because my acting skills are not good, so you can't tell if I'm lying or not.
Ooh, 22.
22. He seems to be very honest. He's telling the truth. It would seem he's telling the truth.
Alright, I'm gonna walk, present myself. I
Dear God! God's above.
Do you have blessings?
Ah.
Kind of out of our way. It's pretty much a lost cause, if I'm being honest with you.
What? You want
We can go search if you would pay us.
money?
Yeah.
I have like
So,
two.
did I use the wrong word?
I have 2 blessings to my name.
How far away is this pond?
Dare take it. And he hands you both red golden coins.
I bite it because I'm weird.
It's gold.
Cool.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the pond and see what's up, guys.
No, you don't go first.
Silsey, I think you should stay with us. We've already accepted payment. Do you not understand how transactions work?
But we accept the payment, then we're gonna go, right?
Of course.
So, if they're real dead and mangled, do you want the bodies?
No,
Yeah,
God.
stop.
And
Is this just like confirmation?
noticing that
Maybe.
Silsey is the empathetic one, this elven man is going to turn to you, and he just breaks down. He's crying on you. He's leaning way down to get on your shoulder. And mud. There's mud all over you.
You're kind of hurting me. I'm sorry my friends keep talking about death.
Well,
They mean well.
do we?
We can
I didn't know.
we're gonna see if we can help.
I took a chance. I debated whether or not I should come out to you people because I saw the bandits behind you.
Shut up! They'll help
didn't
you.
Hey,
Honestly, telling you they're dead is the best help we can do right now.
I just thought you were with them.
You said
we're not.
Mhm.
The bandits, they just went off the road. They robbed us blind just a couple days ago.
So I can take the wagon and not feel bad about it.
Morally, we're in the clear.
Oh God, you're bandits
Honestly,
too.
if anything, it's the right thing to do.
Right. We're, not bandits. We're
Guys, we already took payment from this nice elf.
Yeah, I said I'll go. Let's
It
go.
was way too easy. Yeah, we'll see if the bandits got him first. Could be in the back of the wagon. Could be
let's go to
in
the
the back
pond.
provisions.
I can lead
The
you to
bandits
the
were wearing
pond.
cloaks, though.
I can lead you to the pond, please.
All right, fine.
Let's go to the pond.
And as he's trying to keep a steady pace, so he's going pretty briskly. And as you're walking through the woods, he is muttering on, and he's trying to tell you his whole life story. But then he finally gets to an important part. It kind of sticks out. He says, "So we heard about the bandits talking about a Rusalka, and it's some demon that haunts at night, and that's what's at the pond. Yeah, I just think you should know what you're headed in for. It's gonna kill you too."
So we have the gold, right?
That's all I have.
And I turned to the group. They're clearly dead, right?
I would assume. But
Do you want us to die? Would that give you peace?
No, I need my wife and my daughter.
Then what are we doing here? I'm terrible at these interactions, so I must be missing something. What are we doing here? We have your money. They're clearly dead.
Naris is becoming confused.
You got
as
really
well.
sad when I mentioned they were like bones.
This is quickly going downhill.
What are we trying to do here, folks?
So, you're certain that the demon took your wife and daughter? That's what it was?
I didn't get a good look, but we heard in the town that Rusalka has been skulking about in all the different water areas, and this is apparently where it lives.
why would you? If you knew that, why would you go there?
We didn't know. We were just looking for food.
Do you have friends who have more money? Like, I'm really trying to figure out what's going on. Like, I'm missing the key step in this
What is
book.
the objective here? Does it sound like they're dead? Are you just wanting us to retrieve their body?
What I think he's trying to say is that he wants us to kill his wife and daughter for him.
That's not... No,
It makes
he's
sense.
hoping they're still alive.
I'm pretty sure that creature did the job for us, so, and we already got paid.
He's hoping they're still alive, guys.
So you just want confirmation that they're definitely dead.
Please don't let them be dead.
It's out of my hands. You're the one that decided to go into the evil pond with the bad monster.
Alright, let's just go.
Don't make me the villain here.
Let's go to the pond and check it out. It doesn't sound like it's hunting right now. Try to keep our distance and check it out.
Alright, fine.
So, as you're going, you start to get to an area of ground that is covered in leaves. Some of them are blue leaves, and you hear the and it gives way to squishy ground, and it eventually becomes a pond. And looking out over the water, you can see the far end of the pond, like you can see from one side to the other. And at the other end of the pond is a very tall hut. that is sitting on wooden stilts.
Let's go to the hut.
All right. Let's go to the hut.
Which way are you going? Are you going left or right? It
I'm going left.
doesn't matter, really, but it does kind of.
Okay.
I guess if you'd rather give me a nature check, that could help.
I can do that. That's a 4 for me. I'm still trying to figure out why we're here.
Yeah,
so
4 doesn't matter.
I got a 22 nature check.
Nice. You see that both ways seem to be blocked off by a dense amount of trees, and then there's also some sort of barrier. And the barrier dissipates over the water.
So we have to go through the water?
It's what it seems like.
Is there a boat or anything?
There's not a boat.
Can I make a perception check?
Yes.
The 21. Basically, I'm looking to see if there's anything in the water that we should be concerned about.
Oh, yes. You see rippling and bubbles in an area, and then you see... And there's an alligator in there. It goes under.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you are the first to notice, besides there being dangers in the water, apparently one alligator at least, coming out from the door of the hut, and it creaks out. A long, gangly figure in a black hooded cloak. You can't see the face. It's covered completely. And the robe actually comes down over the arms. You can't see any of its limbs, but you just hear. And that's where we're going to end.
Great.
And that's why you never do the right thing.
Yeah, this is why we should have taken the money and gone. And then robbed the bandits.
Oh, we need to get those bandits.
We are getting them. I don't feel bad about it at all.
It's the right thing to do. We might get a reward for it.
Well, thank you. And we appreciate you for joining in and for watching episode 1 of Rust and Ruin. If you enjoyed our story, please spread the word to all your friends. And we will pick back up with episode 2 in just a couple weeks, Wednesday, May 19th. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.